welcome to episode 106. For the people that are here live, it was just, I don't know,
2 minutes ago?
30 minutes ago, 20 minutes ago that we finished. Oh, geez. That was a much longer break than I meant to take. And for those people that are listening to this, when it, releases as a normal podcast, cool. Hey, how you doing? I noticed in the first one, I forgot to thank one group of people, and I should have mentioned that because, literally their music was playing right as we were coming in. The band Mother Ghost. Thomas is a great friend of mine. We work together, and him and his brother, they have this band, Mother Ghost, and they have a new album that's getting ready to come out next month, I think it is. I don't remember the exact release date, but hey, Thomas, if you end up watching this, what's up? I'm going to plug you guys, and at some point, maybe for plug. Whoa. And at some point, I want to interview him once a new album comes out. So, and actually, they wrote a new song that I'm going to use for the Rogues of Etern one. He has this new song, and I don't have anything here that I can play as a clip, but it's freaking awesome.
It's pretty awesome.
Jeremy and Brian, I think that all four of you all have heard it, right? You guys heard the clip of the song they did, the intro music I was going to use for Rogues of Etern, our new Patreon only in Sweden Marine one.
I totally spaced and have not remembered that you sent that to me.
If you scroll back through your text, you'll probably see it somewhere. But it's freaking amazing. It is intense.
New came in.
It is intense. I really should have add a link here now that I'm talking about it. I didn't even think about it. I could have played it here.
Dang it, I lost the firstborn's name. Boy.
Well, that's a Simpsons episode.
Chris, while we were in the break in between recording, you had a question. What was your question?
Murph has a question for the GM, but really me. Two questions. One, how's the beer?
One question, two parts.
How's the beer? Oh, yeah, we didn't even cover that. We'll worry about that in a little bit. What's your next question?
Roll stamina.
2. Are there any other exits in the building, or is it just the main one?
I told you I was going to give you the info you got from your recon roll.
And you were too busy staring at the hot bartender.
This is one of those times where you have to accept the shitty dice roll, Kyle, and go with the situation and not fight it.
Don't blame Kyle for that.
No, the kids. It's the kids.
Too soon.
You rolled for shit. So we're dealing with that.
I don't know how many times I've told you, Adam, I refuse to take responsibility for my own actions.
I'm not saying take responsibility. I'm just saying it's a crappy dice roll, and don't get mad at me when I, give you the information for a crappy dice roll.
Nope.
Games are supposed to be fun, Adam. Games are supposed to be fun.
Yeah, I thought we were doing this to relax and enjoy.
I'm having fun.
I'm having fun.
We're not getting shelled, so I'm having fun too.
Someone roll me a d6.
I need a union, Stuart.
Weatherman.
I rolled a 6.
Yeah, boy. It's going to be sunny when we die.
That's not what we were rolling for.
Yeah, be careful because I rolled well during the artillery and that didn't work out.
Oh, yeah, crap.
All right, it's going to be, like I said, sunny when we die.
Was I supposed to roll high?
I still stand by that.
That was a joke for the referees out there that have the urban operations book. Anyway, the reason why I had to roll a d6.
In human flesh and
well, okay, that's the other thing.
Killed
Klautu, Nektu.
Vrata Niktu, wasn't it? Klata Vrata Niktu?
There, I said it.
Family podcast, guys. Family podcast.
That book is actually bound in dead character sheets.
That might be accurate. No.
Oh.
All right. Yeah, that's one of the things I did want to touch on. This is one of the few times that I've used scenario sites because, the whole first year and the most of the second year, I've been trying to avoid for the most part scenario sites. So, spoiler warnings. This is actually the bunker is a scenario site. I've tweaked some things for our show so that spoiler wise, I don't ruin shit for other people. And the party's also got different goals than most people do when they usually show up at the bunker. So you might notice some changes. Those of you that know it, and those of you that don't know it, hopefully don't interpret anything here as what's actually there, because you'll probably be wrong.
Yep, most people aren't showing up here looking for hookers and blow, you know what I mean?
Actually, I think they are. I think that, I mean, maybe not blow. I'll bet you they're not getting much of that coming in, but.
I bet they could get meth.
Probably. They should be able to make meth. They could
I
probably.
feel like there
with-
might be enough Sudafed, right?
Don't mess with meth, Jeff.
I just realized we went all of 105 without. Oh, no, with Jacob. I guess we had Jacob in there.
What, talking about drugs?
No. Yes.
Oh.
No, I was thinking about like Jeremy not really having a character going in that whole last episode of 105.
Oh, that's
So.
I was entertained.
Good.
I was having fun. I don't know.
Are you not entertained?
Chris, Brian, you guys having fun so far with this nightclub? It's kind of a different
I don't
environment.
know.
than
I
we've
need
done.
a union steward to define what fun is.
Kyle?
Because y'all keep throwing this fun word around. And I really
found a
feel like we
tiger.
all have different definitions of what it means.
And I found a hot bartender.
He seems nice.
All right. I mean, maybe, who knows? All right, so I think we'll jump right back into the story here. Hold on, let me do a thing real quick. All right, and we're going to open up with a flashback. Is where we're actually going to open. Something unexpected, I think. We see Murph. It's daytime. He's up on top. He's got cover, but he's like in a raised elevation in this urban area, right? And we see him pop, take a shot, pop, take a shot, and we can hear on the radios like, we got contact to the building, blah blah blah, and they're like, contact third floor, blah, 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 come through on a radio, and Murph's like, we see the crosshairs scanning up the building. He's like, pop, pop, and we see the rest of his unit moving forward. Going across, and they're like getting ready to go into this building, and we see Sully beside him, his spotter, right? And he's got the binos up, and he's like, second floor, Murph, second floor, building to the left. Murph starts to angle the rifle up.
Got the target.
Take a shot.
Rounds away.
Here, cut. All of a sudden we hear that sound, that whistle sound of artillery coming in, and boosh! Ground shakes, the floor fucking drops out from underneath him, and just dust everywhere. The air fills with dust. And Sully wakes up a little while later, kind of comes to. He's like, Murph! And he can't find him. All of a sudden, off to his east, he sees a couple Soviet soldiers coming across and taking shots. He starts returning fire and starts falling back. It's like, Murph, pop, 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 Murph. And we cut away. Did you like that, Chris?
I did. I did, very much so. It's a tease, though. I still don't know if he's dead or alive, but assuming he's alive. Hopefully.
Bit of meta knowledge out there. Sully is Chris's backup character. So if Murph ever dies, Sully's a potential backup character.
My spotter.
Is his first name also Chris?
Wait, was it? What was Sully's first name?
Ah, shit, dude.
I don't remember. Don't worry about it. You don't have to look it up now.
I don't think I have it.
It was Chris.
Chris all along.
Sullivan.
That's what they bonded over, is the Chrisness of their names.
Wait, you're Chris? I'm Chris too.
Is this a
Everyone's
christening?
Fucking comedian.
Do we celebrate Christmas? Never mind.
but yes,
so Chris-
Murph does think that Sully's dead.
And Sully has no idea what happened to Murph because they got separated when the floors beneath them got blown out.
Yep.
Chris, future reference, if we do Sully in flashbacks or flash sideways or whatever, you'll be playing Sully. So
Awesome.
even though I've voiced him up to this point, that's only so that you didn't have conversations with yourself because
That's weird.
We've had enough of that.
I kind of like having conversations
You know what?
with Murph.
pause. Chris, you did an amazing job
Amazing
with the bouncing
job.
back and forth between Harrison and Murph. Even though it was a thing, I was like, I don't ever want this to happen. You did a good job
really
with it.
well.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
Kudos. I'm still glad I got rid of one of the two because it was frustrating.
You got rid of the wrong one.
Wait a minute, I have two characters.
Hey, look, Snap Ninja, those artillery rounds were more mid-war than now. So it just depends on the supply. So it depends on who's got the artillery rounds. And they're somewhere around. I mean, there's, stockpiles here and there. It's just who got a hold of what stockpiles for what. We might deal with that at some point. There was a train a while ago that went through somewhere. A train that nobody did anything about. But
It didn't go through it. It went by it.
Choo choo choo.
We heard it.
choo, choo, choo. Yeah.
Parachute, choo, choo, choo.
I do miss Harrison. I liked playing him.
So we come back into the nightclub. It does depend on the encounter card. We come back into the nightclub and we see Murph and Emmett and Bruce, and they're kind of trying to scope the place out. Bruce, after the tiger, what is your plan? Just still hang out by the tiger cage, or are you planning on?
I'm heading to the hot bartender.
Okay.
Female.
Okay.
Bartender.
I'm not going to assume anything, man.
There's two.
There's two. There's also one by the door. This
The
one
one
has
that
mostly
is-
like shots and stuff, and then this one they have shots, but they also have the kegs and shit.
Shot,
Gotcha.
shot.
I'm just assuming the one over by the DJ booth, it's too loud to talk to her, so that's what I was gonna.
So, all right, where were we? Sorry, I got distracted there for a second. So you guys are sitting there, and you're kind of people watching. Murph, you're trying to see where there's some exits. You see some other doors. You do see some bathrooms up in the northwest corner. You see bathroom doors up there, like past the tiger cage. You see a set of doors back behind the bar, but judging from that, you've seen the bartender, like people go back, like bar backs go back and bring
Stock room.
out cases of beer. So it kind of seems like that's their stock room. Yep, exactly.
Not cases, kegs.
Yeah, kegs. Sorry, if I said cases, I meant kegs, and like actual fucking wooden kegs. And but that's what you've seen up to this point. And as you're sitting there and you're kind of watching, you see the doors open, and you see them let another couple people in, and they're in fatigues. They're in like U.S. woodland cami fatigues. But something jumps out at you, Murph, specifically. You would notice this as they walk in. You notice that their sleeves are rolled with the inside out instead of that top flap rolled down. And right off the bat, you see them take their covers off as they come in. And it's the, Marine Corps hat cover. And,
Hat.
Yeah,
Come
it's
on,
a hat.
Doc.
I said hat and cover. I was trying to translate for those people that, don't speak Marine. And,
So he would have noticed that even with his awful roll.
yes. There's other details I'm not giving you guys.
Jarheads stick out like a sore thumb.
They do. I mean, because you notice, they have clean haircuts, too. Jeremy, what does the Marine look like?
He has his Kevlar buttoned to his flak at this point, and he actually takes his cover out and puts it on, because as far as he's concerned, he's still on duty. But as he's taking his Kevlar off and putting his cover on, you see his haircut is clean, and it is a horseshoe. He's got a horseshoe on top. So, and just pressed camis, and everything seems bizarrely crisp.
He also has Crayola stuck in his teeth.
No. He brushed that out earlier.
But he appears to be a staff sergeant, is what you do notice his rank. And then you see the other guy, which then looks a little bit different, and you notice that his camis say U.S. Navy. and he's got a caduceus on one collar and, his rank insignia on the other.
Corpsman.
Yeah, that would be your guess. Yeah, and you see them kind of walk in and look around, and you see the corpsman kind of look over. He looks over at the staff sergeant and says something to him. You can't quite hear it over the music that's thumping, and he's like, blah 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 blah, kind of talking to him, and they actually walk up and talk to the guy that has like the bandages and like the like his nose has been broken and the bandages and the band-aids and shit on his face. Like Doc walks up and starts talking to him, and you see a little exchange between them, but that's what you see.
Definitely focusing on them and how they interact with everybody here. Because that definitely piqued the antenna went up immediately.
Oh.
Oh, goodness. Again, me behave, huh?
So we see, we're going to cut into that conversation for the listeners and viewers. And I don't know. I think those are the only two ways people can possibly consume this. And
Telepaths? Do we have any of those in the...
telepaths. If anyone's listening to this telepathically.
The suppositories.
Remote viewers.
Those of you who consume this podcast by rolling it up and sticking it up your butt.
All right, so the
Boofers.
So the corpsman has like this pencil thin mustache, and his name tag says Williamson. We can see that he's a first class petty officer, and that would be the same as like a staff sergeant in the Marine Corps, which is the same as a what the hell rank is that in the Army again, Chris?
Staff sergeant.
Is it staff sergeant in there?
Yeah.
I didn't know if they split at some.
It doesn't get
place.
weird until gunny. And then you have gunny and then sergeant first class. Is that right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, they split it specialist and corporal too.
That's
Like-
a whole other garbage thing.
That's-
I don't know. It's
Yeah, but then where do
shit.
specialists go?
specialist.
Like they just stay as a specialist.
No, but then he goes to sergeant.
Okay, so they zig out and then they weave back in.
Oh,
See, that's
correct.
weird. I don't understand it. I don't
the
understand
Army
it at
rank
all.
structure, I swear to God.
I mean, all y'all's where they split off at some point in the enlisted doesn't make any sense to me. But
Just for some reason, at E4, they separate like combat arms versus
Yeah.
non-combat arms. I don't know, dude. There's a lot of fucked up things in our military branches.
So we zoom into that conversation, and Doc is talking to that gentleman with the looks like he's been in lots of fights, and he says, "We need to talk to Jelko. We're supposed to have a meeting with him. Could you let him know that we're here? I need some supplies." And the other guy says, "Yes, I will see if he's available. Hold on." And he goes walking off towards the door. And you guys see this. The rest of you see that guy go walking over to the other guy that's here by the door beside the bar. And he says something to him. And Emmett, roll me a recon roll at a negative fucking super loud music 3.
Ooh, -3 for recon?
Nah, we'll say -2. -2.
All right. Okay. I'll agree to 2. Okay, recon is a C and a C, so then -2 puts me at a D and a D, so that's just 2d6.
Wait, -3, right?
No, he said -2.
No, I said -2.
He,
I was like,
he backed down off of it.
I backed
after
off
he
the
was
3. 3 seems high. 2.
A 6 and a 4. One success.
All right, so through the thumping music, you can hear him say, like you kind of pick out that he's says something about blah blah blah, Jelko, blah 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 blah, medication, blah 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 blah, supplies. So it seems like what they're looking for is medical supplies. And you see that guy that was there goes through the door, and the other dude that went up and talked to him stays there by the door. That's basically what you see. Frank, what do you want to do?
Oh, he's staying with Doc, and he is going to recon the area.
Okay.
So So he's on guard. He's effectively guard duty at this point. So.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Doc's just kind of standing there, like looking around. And so, what do you think, Staff Sergeant? Should we? Did you want to add this on the list there?
Yeah, we can't let the guys come here. Yeah, you know.
I mean, they need a place to blow off steam, though.
They do, but the drugs come in and out here, and I need them fresh. We ain't got nobody else, you know.
That's true, but they are gonna need to blow off some steam at some point.
Yeah, I know. Maybe maybe we can get some parcheesi or some shit going on, you know.
Parcheesi. I mean, at the very least, let's see if we can try to get like a keg or something. See if we can acquire some alcohol, take back to the guys. At least the guys that aren't on duty could,
Yeah, if we can take it back with us, that's all right. They get some downtime, have a couple beers, they'll be fine. But I don't really want. We don't have enough guys for them to come out here. And then I don't need any of them going rogue and fucking losing their shit and fighting with anybody. We can't afford it. We can't afford any fuck ups, Doc.
No, I know. I know those guys. Morale also.
Yeah, I know. Shit, I want a couple beers from now and then. Come on.
Yeah.
Hey,
I hear they got really good beer here. So.
You think they got any rum in here?
I mean, they probably have hard liquor. I don't know if I'd call it rum.
I mean, shit.
It's probably more like bathtub rum.
Yeah, that'd be all right. Even some bathtub gin. I don't give a shit.
We cut back over to Murph, and you see them standing there talking. And
first thoughts, embassy guys, or what they call the embassy that's left here.
I would say that's a pretty fair assessment. You would know, like Murph would know that embassies, all U.S. embassies have Marines that guard them, and you know that here in Krakow there's the consulate, right? Which wouldn't be the embassy technically, but would still have some sort of guard there. And if the embassy that was in Warsaw is no longer there and active, and they've moved it here to Krakow, they would have some sort of guards here as well. So
yeah, that's where Harrison and Mr. Stan were hoping to get to eventually.
This is my little addition to the Krakow lore that I've noticed has never been anywhere. So there actually is a consulate in Krakow, and I just decided there's Marines there now. So here you go. Anybody wants to play with that, be my guest. And yeah, so Emmett, Murph, what are you guys doing?
Go ahead, Emmett.
I mean, Emmett would, where he's at, his vantage point, he would be kind of bird dogging the set of double doors, trying to see what he could see beyond going to that side. Now,
do me a favor, roll me a recon roll then, because that door did open and then close, so maybe you saw something on the other side.
Pluses or minuses?
Nope, just recon. Just roll a flat recon.
All right, so that's the C and a C. Here we go. 5 and an 8, so 1 success.
So as the door opened, you did see that it goes in a little ways, and there's a stairwell that goes down. You could kind of see that they're just past the doorway. There's a stairwell.
Okay, so just beyond that doorway is a stairwell going down, is what I can see from the bar where I'm sitting at.
Yep, that's what you saw.
Fantastic. Have I seen anybody come or go from there?
You saw that one guy that was sitting by you. He went in when the other dude came up and talked to him. He went through the door and went downstairs. And that other guy that with the beat up face is now sitting in the position that he was in. And kind of watching the floor.
All right, so yeah, that's definitely a secure location. All right.
All right, so you see a couple people walk through the normal front door, right? They come through the front of the club, and they come walking by, and they go straight up to that guy that's sitting beside you, and they're talking to him for a little bit, but it's in Polish, so you can't quite make out what they're talking about. And he opens the doors up for him, and they go to him. And these guys look like they're in civilian clothes. and they look dressed a little bit better than most people that you've seen around anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Not super fancy, but, a little bit better than most people.
You mean they're not like burnt to a crisp and
Yeah, they don't have like
bullet hole?
bandages all on their face.
Yeah.
I said they're dressed better, not that they physically look like they haven't seen shit, but they look like they've seen less shit probably.
And they're going through this door here.
Yeah, that set of double doors. Yep, just north of the DJ booth, right beside between the DJ booth and the bar.
Assumption is that's where the supplies are.
Supplies, motherfucker.
All right. Off in the northwest corner, you suddenly notice that there's a commotion from where you are. You see this other gentleman, like, stand up from the couch that he's sitting on beside one of those mannequins, and he's talking to somebody else, and he's, like, yelling at him. He's got his finger in the face and just starts, like, wailing on the guy. Just starts, like, beating him in the face and punching him. And you see everybody start to, like, clear out from right around it, and he's, like, yelling at him in like half English and half Russian. He's like swearing at this guy, and he's it's mostly like Russian swear words intermixed with like, take that, you fucking rat, you fucking piece of shit, bam, 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 and like the guy drops to the ground. He just starts kicking him, and all of a sudden like the dude that was right here beside you starts moving over, and there's another guy that was by the door starts going over to there, and kind of like breaking the fight up. And I'm gonna put.
What about the guys at the entrance?
You see this guy right here, and this guy right here starts to move, like step this way to kind of watch as the other guy starts headed. Oh, I'm moving the wrong one. Starts headed over to kind of like, break it up a little bit. It's like whoa, 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 whoa. And you can't quite make it out at this point. Exactly what he's saying because it's on the other side of the dance floor from music and shit.
Understood.
Yes,
I just want to see how security reacts.
The live audience might like to see this map.
Oh, sorry. Boop. Thank you, Jeremy. And here you go. Sorry, guys. That's what the guy looks like that was beating on the other dude. I'm not going to zoom in on him, but there he is. I guess I could do this. These are pauses that get cut out when we do an actual an audio bit. All right. So he comes up, and the bouncer kind of walks up. The guy that's acting as security goes over and is like talking. He's like, yeah, blah, 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 blah. You hear them like talking to each other in seemingly what's probably Polish at this point. And they have some sort of conversation. And this guy kind of walks away. The one that was kicking the shit out of the other dude, he kind of walks off. And he's not like, he doesn't look upset, and it doesn't look like they're kicking him out. But it was kind of like, hey, stop beating the shit out of this dude, And he just kind of walks away kind of in this like, I'm a badass, I just kick the shit out of this guy, type thing. So.
Is it just me, or does that token look like Walton Goggins?
It does look a little bit like Walton Goggins, yeah.
It looks like if Walton Goggins was a Dragon Ball Z character. You're still not doing the thing.
Hold on, dude. I wasn't there yet.
Walton Goggins.
Backseat GMing.
Yeah.
That's a Dragon Ball Z character.
Yeah. Sorry, I had to fix some stream shit. And back to the normal thing. But yeah, he kind of looks like a Dragon Ball Z character. And so you saw that guy come up and kind of break it up, and the other guy looked like he was going to head that way if he needed to, but didn't look like he actually needed to. You see he helps the guy up off the floor, the bouncer that did run over there. And he's, he got the shit kicked out a little bit. And he looks mad and whatever. And the bouncer's kind of like talking to him and kind of talks him down and like escorts him off to a different corner, basically. And that's how that plays out. What do you guys want to do?
Talking to the girl bartender.
Okay. Can I help you? Would you like another beer? I see you're almost finished with that one.
So who owns the tiger, and how does the tiger end up in here?
Oh, is Zelko's tiger?
Zelko's just everything, the whole world's falling apart, and we bought a zoo, apparently. That's
yes,
crazy.
His name is Antonio.
Antonio. He's not a fan of me. He took a nice little...
Antonio.
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 Yes, his name is Antonio.
I was just assuming Siegfried, but Antonio I can deal with. Very cool. So I heard this place is under new ownership. Did the tiger come with it, or did Joko come with the new tiger? How'd that work?
New ownership. I've only ever worked here for Joko. I don't
Cool.
know.
Okay. I mean, as we were walking here, people were telling us about it. And they're like, the place, all this, and
No, Joko has been running this place for some time now.
oh, good to hear. Really cool. I mean, it's so neat to have a beer. It's been forever since I've been able to just kind of relax.
Yes, this
have a
actually
beer,
comes.
enjoy.
This beer actually comes from a monastery, upriver, or downriver. I'm not sure which one. They actually make this at a monastery.
Fascinating. I mean, that's awesome. They say the water's the biggest part in what makes the taste and the flavor, and it's very good. Very good. You're very good at your job. I really appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you. Another beer then?
Absolutely. You know what? You've
That's
convinced
5
me.
more.
Here's
5.
another 5. Appreciate it. I'm trying to track what we're spending, by the way.
He's going to lose count shortly after too many beers.
Yeah.
Ain't that how it always goes?
Yes.
I also noticed you haven't been tipping.
Correct.
You cheap fucker.
It's customary to tip at the end of the evening, and
Let it be noted that Kyle doesn't tip.
Is
Where
anybody
it's Europe.
surprised?
You don't tip in Europe. Europe is not a tipping culture.
You
That's
know
a
what?
fair point, Kyle.
That's a valid point.
Valid point. Good point, Kyle. Good point.
It wasn't just because I'm bad and don't want to do the individual singular
Just,
math.
don't bullshit.
I didn't just make an
Bullshit.
excuse after the fact.
You just found a reason not to.
European.
Yeah. So Murph,
And I'm
go ahead.
I'm hitting on her. I'm trying to be suave and cool and over the top and that kind of thing. Just FYI.
gotcha. Roll me a persuasion roll.
Yeah, that's what I want you to say. It's the only thing my character does. Halfway decent. 1 success.
And run.
Yes, I run and persuade.
All right. What are you trying to get out of this conversation?
Pertinent information. Just
You're gonna have to narrow it down.
no. I'm trying to think what we were advised to find things on it, and I would also point towards the door. Man, a lot of people have been going in and out of that door. What's going on back there? Is there a different party back there? Are we invited to that party? And then I would also toss out, do you get a lot of Americans in here? Kind of thing.
Would you like to push that roll?
Yes, I
second
will push
follow-up
my
question.
second one, which is a D10. So I will roll the D10 again. And I got a 10 with that, so 3 total successes. Is that correct? Or is it 10 a 2?
Yes, a 10 is worth 2 successes. So that would be 1 success plus the other 2. Okay. All right. So, yeah, she's like, that door, that is for the VIP section.
Ooh.
That is what is down there. The office is not up here. He does not like to. He comes up here sometimes, obviously, but for the most part, hangs out in the VIP section. So,
And how does one become a VIP? Do we just should we have paid more to get in? Is that or you seem like a very important person? I mean,
I work here. Sometimes I work downstairs. Sometimes I work upstairs. It just depends on the night and who's available. But
gotcha.
But no, it's not so much about how much you pay and more about who you know.
Well, what I have to do to A, pet the tiger, and B, get back in the bag.
I would not recommend petting tiger. Last
Just
time
checking, just
someone
checking.
tried petting tiger, they were no longer able to pet anything anymore.
It's kind of what I figured, but it's a bucket list thing, so I thought I'd throw it out there. Didn't know if you're like, oh, he loves his belly rub. Just you never know. Did not see a tiger being here this evening, so really just trying.
All right, you guys, Murph, roll me a recon roll. I'm going to give you another recon roll now because some time has passed at this point.
Straight recon, or do I have minuses again?
Same minuses from before, I guess.
Okey-dokey. What did I say? Being an A, so Did we do -2 or -1? I honestly don't remember.
I think it was -1. But, yeah.
Okay, so B and a C. Six and a 2, so 1 success.
Okay. Emmett and Murph, are you guys nursing your Are you Murphing? Are you nursing your beers or are you like drinking them?
Depends on how it tastes.
It is the best beer you've had in a very long time. It is like, I should have said this before. It is really fucking good beer. Like you take, like when you first took a sip, you're like, holy shit. Like even back home, this would have been really good fucking beer, you know?
So he's savoring it.
Okay.
Emmett hasn't touched it.
He hasn't touched the beer at all?
No, it's more of a prop.
All right. Kyle, roll me a stamina roll at a +2. And Chris, roll me one at a +3.
1 success.
Okay.
Stamina.
I thought you got real dice.
A and a D. No. I'm looking at A and a D, so an A and an A.
Yeah.
Six and a 9, so 2 successes.
Okay, cool.
Katie.
In case anyone's wondering at home, I have a very specific mechanic in mind for how this alcohol is going to work. So,
Can't be impaired after 1.
it's not so much impaired. It's more like, you know, are there some negatives?
Chris, just
You're-
as an aside, that's not what the law says.
Fuck the law.
It's more, will it affect in any way any of your other stats? You know what I mean?
I now have beer goggles. The guy who looks like he got beat up, looking a little better now.
He's looking good. He looks fine.
Strength up, mobility down.
What did you get on your recon again, Chris? Did you?
1 success.
Okay. You notice that the guy that got the shit kicked out of him, when they split off and that other Russian dude went up towards the north and kind of up around the corner, like the other guy that got the shit kicked out of him, as the guy goes back over towards the door, he goes down straight south and is talking to the 4 NATO guys that are over there.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So the guy who got like the snot beat out of him, it went down to the NATO guys?
Yep.
Okay.
That you had met on the street.
There's your in. That's what Murph says that to Emmett. It's like, there's your in, brother. By the way, are you going to drink that beer or just nurse it? Because if you're not drinking it, I want it.
Well, I mean, how about you take some of it? Because this thing's more of a prop to me as far as looking like I'm supposed to be here.
He grabs it and guzzles half of it, gives it back to him. That's some good shit, man.
Are you going to get another beer? Murph?
I ain't got no money, man.
Your money guy's at the other end of the bar talking to the other bartender.
Exactly.
Yeah, I guess Emmett would try and move over to the NATO guys after the guy got kind of whomped on.
You want to, so like they're talking to that guy and you want to go over there too?
Yeah, kind of kind of almost like break into the conversation, like, hey, I remember running you in the street earlier. That looked, kind of like a vicious beatdown. Ain't seen one of those for some time.
With the other guy that got beat up wasn't one of them. It was some other guy. Like
Right,
there's
but
4 of them.
He's over
Right.
there talking to them, so.
Right. Okay. All right, so you start moving over there. What are you going to do, Murph?
I was going to go with him, but I think that's a bad idea because then neither of us have good observation. So he's going to stay put.
Okay. Bruce?
I'm trying to figure it out. I think I got most of the information I could get out of her. My thing with the new ownership wasn't at one point our creepy tattoo guy was the proprietor?
I don't think he ever went into the specifics of it, and
Okay.
she doesn't know. As long as she's been here, Zelko's.
Gotcha. I'm just
That's who
making
she's
sure
worked
she
for.
wasn't like, oh yeah, I really like the old guy, and I could be like,
No,
well,
no. I mean, the information you're able to get from her is that Zelko did, take this business over from somebody else, but she doesn't remember who it is she doesn't know the details of that.
I'd like to know what else can be bought here.
Who are you asking about that?
That was Chris saying that, not Murph.
They're both
Chris would
named
like to
Chris.
ask
They're both named Chris.
And he would like to ask the bartender that
I would
he
like
is
to metagame.
attractive to.
Well, I mean, if you wanted to move down towards Bruce having the conversation, that's fine too. But
Yeah, but he can do that. And yes, because he'll use that as his in to check out the bartender.
Jeremy, what is Frank going to do?
He's still waiting. Anything that's going on at this point isn't really his business. He's just there, he's escorting Doc essentially at that point and trying to see what supplies they can get.
Making sure his hair looks good.
No. He
There's
doesn't have
no
to make
fixing
sure.
it. It's too short for that.
He knows it looks
was a
good.
joke.
Period.
All right, so Emmett, you come walking over, and those guys are talking to the dude that got the shit kicked out of him. And he's like, as you walk up, he's like, that motherfucker just came up and fucking jacked me. Motherfucker jacked me. No fucking reason at all. Bullshit. Tell you what, if you could help me, maybe take care of that fucker, I would owe you big. He's fucking, that guy's a piece of shit. Piece of shit. And the other captain that you had talked to before was like, yeah, I mean, calm down. I mean, what is this? They're trying to like get some information from this guy too. It's like, well, who is that guy? Whatever. And he's like, he's fucking pimp, fucking gangster, fucking piece of shit, right? Like piece of shit. Fucking bullshit, man. The guy is bullshit. And he's like, and so that's kind of what the conversation is as you walk up. And the captain looks at you and says, oh, hey, what's up? Have you been? We saw each other earlier, right?
Yeah, we ran into each other out on the road there.
Oh, cool. Did you find St. Mark's? And he kind of
no.
puts up a finger towards
We,
the other dude.
We decided based off of your guys' recommendation, we came here first. We'll probably head up there closer to daybreak.
So as you're having this conversation, the other guy in civilian clothes, that's the dude with the bazooka as a token, kind of takes the guy. Because why not?
Can we call him Bazooka? Can we call him Bazooka Joe?
Bazooka Joe. Yes, his name
That's
is
it.
Bazooka Joe.
I love his bubble.
At the very least, his name is Joe. At this point.
Saw that one coming.
So Joe walks up to the guy that got the shit kicked out of him, and it's like, oh, come over here. And they start having a conversation back over in the other corner, and you can see them talking over there. And but same thing, like as they were walking away, basically talking to him about like taking care of that guy. And you caught the name. Actually, roll me recon.
All
See if
right.
you caught
Recon is
at a -1
-1. All right, so
for
it's going to be
for bass.
Yeah.
As what song's playing, Jeremy? Skinny Puppy. Never mind, I'm going to interrupt. Skinny Puppy is playing right now. Fucking Assimilate. That's what's playing.
Oh, right on.
Yeah, right? If anyone wants to add that to their Spotify list, be my guest.
All right, 7 and a 3, so I got 1 success.
Okay. You caught him saying Getty the pimp.
Getty the Pimp.
Mm-hmm.
Is his last name Lee?
No,
No,
then we'd
it's
be playing
the Pimp.
Yeah.
Didn't you hear
the
him?
Pimp.
Last
One
name
word.
is the Pimp.
The
The
pimp.
pimp. It's Scandinavian.
Yeah. It's
It's
Russian.
from Greenland. It's
It's
from
Russian.
Greenland, along with Skam Lickly.
Yep. The E is silent.
Wow, that's an old callback joke.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Scomically. And so that's what you catch is him saying Getty the pimp as they're walking over and having a conversation off on the side. And so he's like, yeah, this place is the captain is now, there with you. And he's like, yeah, this place is it's interesting. It's they got good beer at least. Have you tried their beer yet?
Oh yeah. And he kind of holds up his half a glass that Murph has chugged half out of.
Yeah, man, dude, they get this stuff from like a monastery upriver, right? And they like ship this stuff in, and man, those monks have been making this stuff since like the Middle Ages, dude. This stuff is fucking amazing. That's the whole reason I keep coming back here. I should have told you about it on the street, but
yeah, for sure. This is definitely some nectar of the gods type stuff,
Yeah.
What Skinny Puppy song, by the way?
Assimilate. Are you adding it to a playlist?
Yes.
Are you adding it to ours on Spotify?
Takes off the headset for us and puts on a different headset so we can just listen to the song.
It is a great song. So after a little bit, you see the door open back up and went downstairs. Murph and Bruce, since you'd probably be able to see it from where you are, and Frank, you see the guy come back out from there, and he goes up to the dude, and that guy with the bouncer with the busted face comes walking back up over to you, and he's like, he said he will talk to you.
All right. That's the wrong accent. Give me a second. Yeah, all right.
If I can be frank for a minute. No.
I got a lot of juggling.
Brian, this is going to be there we go. First one of the new year. Brian gets a challenge for that joke. Keep going, Jeremy. Keep going while I get this ready.
But yeah, does he have the medicine that we're looking for?
He said if he may be able to get it. He said it depends. Yeah, he is not necessarily pharmacist, but
no. Yeah, we know he's not a pharmacist, but we do need the medication and some of the medical supplies, but we also need straight razors.
But as I said, he said he would see what he can do, but he would like to speak with you at least.
All right, yeah, but let's talk to the man.
So, Bruce and Murph, you see the jarhead and the squid go walking towards. I can say those. I'm allowed to use those terms.
I'm allowed to say no.
Nope. No.
Time out.
Kick him
back. Whatever it was. But you see them start headed towards that VIP door, and they open up the door, and the guy that was originally like watching the door from that bar stool is still there, and he stays there, opens the door for him, and those three go in and go through the door, and you see it close behind him, and the guy that was the original doorman with the busted up face from fights goes inside with him.
All right, so when he makes his way over to Bruce, the LT, he slaps him on the back kind of harder than LT would probably like. What's up, LT?
Hey, glad you made it over here. This is my good friend, and I point to her because I didn't catch her name. The female bartender.
Oh, Jesus Christ, man. I don't know. Hey, somebody. Here we go. This is fun. Interactive with the chat. First person in the chat to give me a name for this Polish bartender. That's going to be her name. Please don't make it anything weird and dirty.
Bodie McBugface.
Doom.
Bodie
McBartender face.
I don't think that works.
I was quick. Can anybody else be?
No, except for Brian. No one else that's in the podcast is allowed to put the name in the chat.
Oh no, I'm out of it. I'm out of it.
Anika.
Oh.
Thank you very much, Shane. Oh,
Bam.
no, I'm sorry, Melina. Harry Weiss got it first.
Oh,
there we go.
beat him out just barely.
Melina. Sorry. I'll
That
use
happened so
Anika.
fast, if you blinked, you would have missed it.
Wait,
All right.
What if her name is Melina Anika?
No, there's
It's the same timestamp.
I know, but there are 2 female bartenders. The one up here is Melina, and the
That's
one to
solid
the south
gearing.
is Anika. Yeah, of course, man. I'm trying. All right, so let me.
This beautiful young lady here, Melina. She's just been telling
Melina.
me. My apologies, butchering things. I apologize. Was just telling me how this beer here is so wonderful, and she introduced me to her good friend Anthony the Tiger, and told me to beware.
Antonio the Tiger.
Antonio the Tiger.
You are terrible
Man,
with names.
These beers are strong. I'm on my second one already. Can I get my friend here another one, please?
Yes. Hold on. And she goes over to start getting you 2 more beers.
Hey, just a quick question. Okay, so there's that door there. They're going through VIP. It's where people turn back. It's not necessarily where the office is, but it's to their big VIP area. I don't know if that's somewhere we need to be, but just trying to figure things out.
Did you ask her what else you can buy here?
I didn't know, and I did not get to that yet.
All right, I'll interject because Chris's are very good at that.
I don't take this the wrong way, but I don't like talking to you myself. So,
Kyle, we said you're not supposed to be breaking
Kyle.
character anymore. No.
No, give him a challenge coin. That was a great line.
That was good. And Kyle gets his challenge coin.
You still owe me one, by the way, for the prayer, or maybe you gave it to me.
I gave it to you. I drug it over while you were doing it. I moved it over.
All right, thank you.
Yep, you're welcome. It's there.
That was a while ago.
Yeah.
I think it's the last
Yeah.
time.
Because while you were doing it, I was like, click
I got
and
you.
drag.
Thank you.
All right, so
What?
Go.
What, I scare you?
no, well, I've seen you do some pretty, fucked up things in the last couple of days. So, how about I do the talking?
All right, find out what else you can get here.
Gotcha.
Medical supplies, weapons. Just see what he's into.
Deal.
Okay.
You
Wait
also
for it.
outrank him.
He does not.
No, he definitely does.
Oh no,
LT
he
does.
does. No, he does. Officially, but he does not.
No.
no, he still does.
He still outranks you.
Let's see what happens if he tries to play rank.
I'll tell Captain.
Like, actually, legitimately. Not like ill-gotten choked a dude out in episode 12 way, but in a real way.
Yeah, he tries to pull rank. That would go really well.
Yeah, Murph doesn't handle rank very well, I've noticed.
You, it fits not just the player, but also who the character is. It's probably the reason that he's still a Sergeant First Class.
I'd be surprised if he was a sergeant first class, actually, with his contempt for officers. But anyway, all right. So the bartender comes back over. So Melina comes back over with the beers, and she's like, "Here you go. So that's another 5 apiece."
Yep, I throw down 5 shotgun shells. She just given me another one just prior, so it was just.
Oh, I
gift
thought
one for him.
I was supposed to bring you 2. I'm sorry.
You know what? You've convinced me. Here's another 5. I'll take it. We're gonna drink a little faster. You guys do really well with selling these beers, and it's phenomenal. And I'm having a great time. Do you guys sell anything else? I mean, we got our weapons confiscated at the end, but someone said you guys might sell weaponry here, medicine, food, anything.
No, we don't sell this. I mean, some people come here to make these deals, but we don't sell these things. Other people, may sell these things.
If there's anybody in the war that could convince me to buy a pair of binoculars, it's you, honey. So I'm just curious here.
What about medical supplies?
All right, roll me a persuasion roll.
Me or him or
You, Kyle. Sorry.
Not me.
3 successes. Suck it.
3 successes.
Three
All right.
successes.
Good Lord.
Hey, Father Jay, what's up? Hey, so what is it? So wait, so you're trying to ask about medical supplies and stuff like that? She's like, well, I mean, Jelko, he sells lots of different things. I mean, if you want to maybe talk to, he has other businesses that he does. If perhaps maybe talk to somebody, give me a Polish male name in the chat. Somebody give me Polish mail name. I kind of like this. This is a nice way to do this. Yeah, this is a good way to do this.
Normally you farm it out to us, and
Normally I do, and then you guys give me some bullshit, and I end up Googling it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, because 9 times out of 10 we just say Yuri again.
Give me a male Yuri. Any name but Yuri. Well, now all I'm thinking is, well, there you go.
There we go. Thank you, Zeke. All right, Piotr. All right. Yes. Just ask Piotr down there. He might be able to. And she points to the guy that's sitting down there by the door. Yeah, Peter. I know. I'm just saying it with like a whatever. I'm just trying to say
like
it, not
sexy
a
lady is gonna say.
Peter.
So, sexy lady, where do I find this Peter?
And she points to the guy that's down at the end of the bar that's sitting by the double door. She's like, if you talk to Peter, maybe he will be able to pass word to Jelko, and then it's up to him. I have no say in these things. I just run the bar.
Gotcha, but I can't go down and be like, hey, Melina said. I mean, you look like you got some pull around here.
I should be giving you negatives on these persuasion rolls. Just because I feel creeped out. But she laughs, and she's like, ha, 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 that's so funny. It's so funny. You're funny. You're a funny guy. Yeah, it's so funny. And like some other people, you notice one of the NATO guys comes up to the bar. Brian, you noticed one of the lower enlisted guys that was over there with the captain kind of like walked back over towards the bar when you were there, and he comes up and just like orders another round of beers for them over there, because obviously they're going to send the fucking private over for beer. And I should make oh no, yeah, he can't be the captain. Whatever, I'm going to say 01 is the actual captain. That's who you're talking to. 01. This is relevant to our audio listeners. And anyway, he comes up and he's ordering another beer, and she comes up and he's getting like 4 more beers for their table. And Emmett, so you're over there with the captain. What do you say? What do you want to say to him?
Emmett would kind of look at him, captain, kind of ask.
Captain to captain.
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 Captain to captain. An actual captain.
He would ask,
Emmett's captain like a captain kangaroo.
or a Captain Crunch,
Kangaroo. I'm going to say kangaroo because he kind of just jumped into it.
He's not a captain. He's
I don't know,
a cap'n.
He did crunch his way into it, too.
He did.
He subdued his way in.
Anyway, I'm sorry. Yes. Captain to captain.
He would, he would just kind of try and level with the other captain, kind of, hey, I just made it in from outside of Krakow. I was trying to see, what's going on here. My unit is gone for the most part, other than the gentleman that I'm moving with. Is there any semblance of, still a chain of command within the city?
I mean, not really, man. I mean, there's not really a chain of command. Everyone's just kind of here and just doing their own thing, trying to make their own way. I mean, I've heard that there's some units further to the north, like west. There's some people that are trying to meet up, but I mean, honestly, me and my boys, we're just trying to fucking survive, man.
No, I get it. That's what I'm trying to do with my boys.
Why don't you have a seat? Why don't you have a seat?
Emmett would take a seat.
So you Yeah, I mean, there's not really a chain of command. The closest to a chain of command is those jarheads you saw just come in. I mean, they got the embassy thing going on, and I mean, those guys take themselves fucking seriously. I'll tell you that. But I mean, me and my boys have seen some shit, and we're just trying to figure out what the fuck to do now.
Yeah, no, I get it. That's where I'm at. That's why I was kind of trying to level with you, captain to captain here is, yeah, we've definitely seen some stuff, and and we kind of gesture at his, the scars up the side of his face from the fire. It ain't been easy getting here, and now that we are here, I don't know really where to go from here. We were looking for some of the 2nd Armored Division. We heard their tank. One of their tanks may have been blown up north of the city. And I don't know that we can even move around the city here at this point safely. So,
I mean, sometimes it's bad. You just got to kind of keep your eye out, man. You just got to, keep your head on a fucking swivel. And,
absolutely, man. Absolutely. It ain't so far I ain't found anything that, it's definitely been, CYA and DTA since the last bit of the Operation Reset hit. I'm just looking for some semblance of normal here.
What? I'm sorry, I might be short, like slow on the lingo. What is DTA?
Don't trust anybody.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. No, I get that. Yeah, sorry, I was unsure what the abbreviation was.
I second that.
We haven't at this point in the year 2000 got to the point where people are used to, abbreviating every phrase that they use.
No, I get it.
Like IRL or something like that. I mean, CYA makes sense. CYA, I get that. But all right. So you guys see the door open again, the entrance into the club, the actual official opens, and you see another U.S. soldier come walking in, wooden camis, appears to be some sort of down to assassinate. You see, good one, Zeke. You see this a soldier walk in, and Murph, roll me a recon roll at a negative. No, actually, just flat. Yeah.
Flat. Okay. We have got 9 and a 6, so 2 successes. See,
so you see
fuck roll 20.
You see these 2 guys walk in, and you catch a glint of Lieutenant Bars on the one, and you recognize this guy. You're like, that's the guy that fucking stole our shit. That's the guy that drugged us, right? You recognize him as that lieutenant from that unit that drugged you dudes. He comes around the corner as Emmett and the captain are talking, and he's like, hey, what's up, man? LT, come over here. And starts walking towards the captain. We cut away.
Oh. I love it.
We cut away, and we see Doc, and we see Staff Sergeant Dabrowski. Did we ever say what his name is, Staff Sergeant Dabrowski?
We never said his name was Staff Sergeant Dabrowski.
Staff Sergeant Dabrowski. We would see it on his name tag. I just didn't want to put it on a token because that would take up way too much fucking space.
It's a lot, yeah.
So we see them, and they're in an office, right? And across from them, we see a man with a beret on. It's blue? Isn't that what we decided?
Blue. It's blue.
Yeah.
It's blue.
He's got a beret, and he's like, so how can I help you, gentlemen? What, they said they were looking for medical supplies and for, straight razors? Like for slitting throats and shit?
No, it's not for slitting throats. It's for shaving. Those disposable razors are no good for so long. My boys got to stay clean.
Just use K-bar. Use your knife, man. Let them grow beards like men.
No, they're not gonna grow fucking beards. Come on. Look, we're still representing the United States government here, all right? Like, we still defend the embassy. We're still on mission. I don't care what anybody else is doing. So I'm just trying to see. We do definitely need the medical supplies. But straight razors, it's a nice added bonus. Hygiene, it's important. Because that even hygiene itself is important for medical cleanliness,
I mean, offhand, I don't know if I have straight razors. I will have them check supplies, see what we have, kind of comb through pieces. If not, I'm sure I can find them for you. I should be able to find something. But medical supplies, Doc, is that what he calls you, Doc? And Williamson kind of is like, yeah, it's Williamson calls me that. It's like, yes, so which kind of medical supplies are you looking for? He's like, well, we're looking for antibiotics or, maybe Tylenol, acetaminophen, the same thing, just one's name brand, one's the, like generic name. They're the same thing, but or ibuprofen, Motrin, Aleve, and anything that, we could use would be useful. I could give you a list of the stuff I'm looking for. I could also use some, first aid gear, bandages, things of the sort. That would be really great. It's like, yes. I could see what I can find. Give me list. I can contact you at the embassy, and we can make a deal.
Yeah, you know
I'll
where
acquire goods, and we. Depending on how difficult it is to acquire, I won't even, charge you up front. I will find things, and then I'll let you know how much it'll cost for it, after I find out how difficult this will be. But, we could go from there after the fact.
Now, exactly what are you looking for?
I mean, we can negotiate once I know that I have these things,
Here's the deal. The embassy is the first priority.
Of course.
So, if you've got it, and we can make a fair trade. I don't want to put you out, and I'm sure shit not gonna owe you. But we do need these supplies, and if we can't get them through you for a reasonable fare, we'll get them from somewhere else.
I mean, you could try to get them from somewhere else, but I understand. It will be fair price. It will be comparable to, a fair market price. Let's put it that way. I'm still businessman. I don't want to, rip you off. Then people don't come back for more. But we will make a deal. And like behind him, you see this like Renaissance painting, right? Like it's a fucking Caravaggio. And it's actually the one where it's David holding Goliath's head, which, by the way, fun fact, is actually Caravaggio's face that he painted as the severed. Oh wait, was that Caravaggio? Was that the David one, or was it the one on the plate? I'm trying to remember. I don't remember which
John
one.
the Baptist?
I think it's the plate.
I think it's the plate too.
Yeah,
we'll say it's
I think
that one then.
John the Baptist one.
It's the John the Baptist one where Caravaggio's head is actually on it, and because that's more fun that way. And I would normally edit that mistake out, but I'm not going to. And so it's John the Baptist's head on the plate, and cut away as this conversation's going on, and we see Valentine standing there, or like at the window where he's got his position overlooking, and you can still see the guards as they're like meeting people halfway, escorting them up, confiscating weapons, things like that. And a few of the like Polish guard are there still, kind of providing a security perimeter. Speaking of which, I dropped one of the dice I was supposed to be rolling. And they don't seem to notice you noticing them. And but there you are, and you're looking out. Do you have any like internal monologue things for Valentine to say?
How late in the day is it?
It's nighttime, dude. It's like super late at night.
He's been there for a couple shifts now, I think. Like
the full evening shift he was here.
Yeah. If those fuckers Go back on their deal. I swear to God, I will fucking kill them. And I will kill anyone else that looks like them or anyone else that has any dealings with them.
So we cut away. And we start going across the skyline of Krakow and start moving up towards the north. And all of a sudden it's daytime. And it's nighttime again. And it's daytime and it's moving faster and faster. And we notice something weird. We notice the sun's coming up in the west and setting in the east. And then pan across and we see... all of a sudden we see this giant ball of fire just like forms inward instead of outward. It's like happening in reverse. And it sucks in and we see the blue truck. The truck that, not blue, but whatever the fucking color it was, the truck that Stanislav and Harrison are in, backing away from the IED. And we hear them talking in reverse. We hear, and we move back in on that IED, and we see it sitting there, and it's an anti-tank mine is actually what it was. It wasn't really an IED, it was an anti-tank mine. And we see it sitting there, and it's sitting there, and we see the same thing. The light changes, and all of a sudden we see somebody come up and like walk backwards towards it, picks it up at night, and starts walking backwards away from it, kind of looking backwards and, side to side in reverse as they're moving away from it. And we follow it. It goes into a truck, and we see this truck backing down the street. And we see it pull back down into an alleyway. We see the man come out and walks over towards this door, and we've seen this door before. And he reaches his hand out, right? And it's actually him closing the door, but in reverse. And he walks backwards through the door. And we turn and we see Valentine. And he's handing the mine back to Valentine. And we end right there.
You son of a bitch.
This is why nobody likes